Now we should be live. What's up, guys? Mate, we got the craziest JJK chapter. Good god. Domain expansion? Are you serious? From the GOAT, Yuji? Good god. There is so much to talk about this stream. It is insane. Like, JJK fed us. He really fed us this chapter. Like, generations will be fed from this chapter. It was just something. There's so many theories, especially, of course, in regards to Yuji. Like, JJK knows how to just leave us on a cliffhanger and really get us wanting. Hey, Seven Sins, good to see you. Lloyd, No, Rishab, Default Boy, good to see everybody. Good to see you guys, as always. What's up? I hope you're all doing well. Does anybody know why Kyle never uses Twitter anymore? I'm just doing other things in real life, you know? But don't worry, everything's going great. But where to rank Yuji now? I guess it depends on what his domain is, how strong it is, what ability it has, but just simply him having a domain instantly puts him, in my opinion, like respectfully, probably top 5. That is, I think, is where I'd put him. I think that's actually something I need to think more about, like, before I say it, but in the past I've quoted, you can quote me, I said if he has a domain, the guy's top 5. And he has a domain. Because Twitter's toxic? That's true as well. I have been a bit happy off. Generally, I'm happier for a lot of other reasons. But don't worry, trust me, everything's going great with me. I'm sorry if you guys missed me on Twitter. What about blood manipulation? So I talked about this in my video. I said maybe it could be like multiple techniques, which could be possible. But the reason I don't think it might be purely blood manipulation is because Yuji right now wants to damage. Oh, there's so much to talk about. I struggle to even talk now because there's so many things I want to say. But the reason I don't think it's going to be blood manipulation is because what he wants to do right now, the last Pack Panda, what's up? I think it's because he wants to damage his soul. That's the priority. So we see Yuji's whole goal is to free Megami, hit him directly with his soul attacks, and free him that way. But of course, he can't get the sure hit, so that's why he made the domain, to make it a sure hit. So he's probably going to have Cleave Dismantle as a sure hit, but it won't actually physically damage Sukuna, but it will damage him, the renders between the soul. But there's so many other possibilities, like it could be a soul resonance domain expansion, it could be pulling Sukuna into his own soul, it could be like a both of them die type domain. Like, there's so many things. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Like, God, I don't even know where to start. Okay, how about, you know what, I'll start by sharing my screen. So I'll come to, I love Navia's music as well. It's just always hits. Big monitor, here we go. So you guys can see, I can see you guys here on the chat. I have my phone open as well. I can see the chat on my phone too. Let's see. Awakened Yuji already has it. Yeah. Oh, he is insane, man. Like, this guy is just like amp. So many power-ups. Alright, let's talk about, first of all, how about this? Before I even get into the juicy parts, which is the theories and the domain, you know. Okay. Let's talk about the tanking of the Jacob's Ladder. There wasn't even a forget the He-10, there wasn't even a binding vow. Brother, he climbed the ladder. It's true, the memes are true, he climbed it. I got a lot of issues with this. I get the reasoning given, I really get it, like, you know, she's weaker, it's Hana using an angel, only one hand, I get it. It's still bullshit. Like, all the reasonings given, it's still bullshit. For the simple fact that Sukuna's nerfed into hell. Like, that should balance out. So, to begin with, Hana using it, not Angel, in and of itself shouldn't be an issue since Hana was destroying Sukuna in the beginning. I get that Sukuna hadn't taken the bath and he was only at 15 things, well 16 things actually, and all these stuff, but even so, it balances out by the fact that Sukuna's output is in the absolute mud, like missing limbs, he's like just nerfed beyond hell. That should balance out. If anything, I think he's worse now than he was when he took over Megami's body for the first time. Maybe not, actually, don't quote me on that. I need to think more about it, but I at least think it's like comparable, right? And then, no, actually, maybe in Megami he was, oh, it's tough, isn't it? How strong was he in Megami's body in the beginning? Comparing it to how nerfed he is now, like, what's more nerfed? Actually, I want to make a poll about that. Yuji's domain expansion implied to soul leaks when, we'll talk about it, don't worry, trust me, we will be talking about that, Yuji tanked it. In all fairness, it's not as impressive that Yuji and Todo tanked it, because as it was said, the technique does more damage if either A, you're an incarnated sorcerer, so it does tremendous damage if you wield 2 souls, and B, depending on how evil you are. So because Yuji doesn't harbor another soul, and he isn't evil, it's not going to do that much damage to him. It will be much less effective compared to using it on someone else. So let me make a poll. I want to make so many polls. So the first one I'm going to make is, Who was, and I'm going to end this quickly though, so be sure to vote on this one. Who was more nerfed? Let's say Meguna in the starts, or current, wait, how do I say this? Current Sukuna before Jacob's ladder. I'm really curious to see what you guys say about this. Angel's fraudulent? It is what it is. I mean, it's just the fact that like he's nerfed. I guess she's missing a hand, but it didn't do anything to him. It did nothing to him. Brother, he broke the rocks. He's climbing it like right now he's in the Jacob's ladder climbing it casually. Whereas Yuta like disintegrate him completely. I get there's a difference in output, and one was a sure hit, and like they even say it's not the same, right? Not the same output, but it's just one hand. Does it really make that much of a difference? I guess so. But even so, Sukuna's still really nerfed. And I get it's not going to be as strong as it was before. It's more so like how much weaker it is. Like it'd be one thing if Sukuna simply tanked it and he survived, and it's another thing that Sukuna's like fine. Like you guys have to understand there's two different, like there's levels to this. If you want to say Sukuna simply tanked it because it's weaker, fair enough. But mainly it's just the fact that like, mate, he's fine. He actually was stronger after the Jacob's ladder. He was stronger. That's insane. Adam, what's up, Adam? 15 finger, yeah. So it's 16 fingers, I think, technically, because Yuji had this thing broken in Shibuya. You know? Like, I get it. Seriously, I do get it. Like, I get the reasonings. It's just how easily he tanked it, I think, is the issue. Like, it's not the fact that he's even tanking it, to be honest, is an issue, but it's like how easily he did it. That was insane. This guy was... You're telling me he ate the Jacob's ladder and he's better after it. That's wild. But regardless, you know, I think there is benefits to it though. Like at least Yuji healing, Sukuna healing from it means that Yuji gets to fight a fresher Sukuna. That's sort of the benefit of it all, because we see Sukuna gets his output back, his reverse curse technique back, and he fully heals up, which is perfect. Really, really good stuff right there. And of course, we get the best part. Like this whole chapter was awesome. Just seeing Yuji true 1v1ing Sukuna. We've seen it before, which is crazy to say. But then of course, we get, I can't even lie, all of you must have felt this as well. Like when I was reading the leaks from Miyamura, because the moment this page came, Domain expansion. I'm sure we all felt that exact same way, that the a Domain was coming at this moment. I'm sure we all felt it. It was just absolutely insane. Because it's like, why would it flash back to this other than like, Yuji... I was not predicting this. I don't know if anyone predicted it, that this, specifically this chapter, that Yuji gets a Domain. Because I've made videos, I think I made like 2 entire videos dedicated to Yuji getting a Domain. I think I made one 3 months ago. You can check it, Heavenly Domain. I made a video 3 months ago, like, literally solely about Yuji's like potential domains, what it could be, like theories on them, different types. I didn't expect we'd get one this soon. Well, to be honest, it just slipped my mind completely, you know? I was spoiled of the Domain. Hey, Eternal Flame, go with YouTube. Go with YouTube. Good to see you, man. I'm doing great. How are you doing? I didn't think Yuji... No, I thought he'd get one. Guided pack. I really thought he'd get one. I just thought it might be a different point, maybe. But then, yeah, like, this came, and then boom, Domain expansion. God damn. Like... It's so calm. I saw people talking about like what these hand signs mean, Buddhism and all this stuff. It's very interesting. I'll talk about it in tomorrow's video. If you want, I could go over in the stream as well. Again, none of it's my idea. I had no clue until I saw people talking about it, and then I, obviously read about it, did my own research. But originally, I got it from other people. Like, there is no chance I would ever know about like what this hand sign means. I saw people talking about it first. I'm no expert on Buddhism, but yeah, Sukuna heard Jacob's ladder and said, bet. Yeah, he actually started climbing the ladder. He's like, it's a ladder? Yeah, bet. But yeah, of course, glad there's a great explanation, through switch training of Atsuya Kutsakabe. He learnt the fundamentals of barriers. And then, of course, this. Mate, look at this, mate. Look at this. Look at this grumpy old man. What is going on? So the key part here is this. I want to say it's the afterlife, but this is what's making me think it's not. This decisive one-on-one heads into an uncharted domain. which, by the way, the editor has always been very spot on. Like, they've always predicted things and said how things are gonna go. Like, they literally predicted Choso's death by saying, like, death is coming next chapter, and then Choso died next chapter by the flames. So, I really do trust, and like, the Naruto editor, by the way, is a liar, a scumbag. It really depends on, like, which editor, because it's not the same editor for every manga, there's a different one. It really does seem like the, editor for Jujutsu Kaisen really tends to be honest. Like, he does tend to give you a preview of the next chapter. And it seems like this is the domain. From the editor's words, maybe he's lying, like maybe the editor's a scumbag, we don't know. But it seems like this is the domain right here. This is Yuji's domain. Oh. Congratulations, Buraza. Crispy Fries, that is a funny name. Crispy Fries, that's very funny. Thank you very much for subscribing, nice name. What if they go into a train and Megumi also shows up, like all three? So that's what I want to talk about, right? Honestly, stops the chapter from being perfect. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you mean, no, you're talking about when he tanked the ladder. Yeah, it was weird, man. It was so iffy, but, you know, I'll let it be. I won't let it slide, but for the time being, I'm really too focused on this. So, first things first, alright? There's a lot of assumptions to make. Could this, if this is the afterlife, I know a lot of people are saying, like, if it's the afterlife, does that mean Yuji died as well? Because when we saw Gojo's afterlife, everyone there was dead. The answer is no. The answer to that is no. Because we saw Sukuna's appeared in many people's afterlives. Like, everyone has a unique one. Gojo's was the airport. Kashima's was this, like, forest. Jogo's was just plain white. Like, everyone has a unique afterlife. You can enter another person's afterlife if you kill them. So it seems like, I don't know, some sort of like ability, connection to the soul. But Sukuna entered Jogo's afterlife when he died, and he wasn't dead. And he entered Kashima's afterlife, which was unique. It was a very unique one, and he wasn't dead. So even in the situation scenario that this is the afterlife, it doesn't necessarily mean that Yuji's dead right now. However, I can't deny the fact that, like, a double suicide is metal as fuck. I can't even deny. Like, that is awesome. Simply because it's so... that sounds so bad, I can't lie, that sounds insane to say. Please do not clip that out of context. For the love of God, do not clip that out of context, that is crazy. But my point is, thematically and for writing reasons, it's really cool. Because Yuji's whole point is that, like, he's always tried to end himself for several reasons, but mainly to get rid of Sukuna. He's actively said this many times, like, you know, if it means ending Sukuna, I'll take my life now. Like, it would be very fitting if his domain, like, in nature of his character, of a self-sacrificing sort of character, the things that he's said before, and he's even tried before, he's taken his own heart out, it's very fitting within his nature and character for him to have a domain that, it's very similar to, what was that? But it's so crazy because he's my favorite character in Bleach, and I've searched his, Shunsui, that was his name, Shunsui, his Bankai. Shunsui. Actually, I won't explain or say what his Bankai is. I'll show his picture, because I know the anime is going to show it in the final season of Bleach, so if you're an anime only, I won't spoil it, don't worry. All I'll say is, if you've read Bleach, you know what I'm talking about. Like, his domain might be similar to his Bankai, the final act, right? That would be pretty metal, I can't lie. But, again, even if it is the afterlife, doesn't mean Yuji's dead. But again, the narrator's sort of making it imply that this is the domain. So if this is the domain, what's going on? Like, why is Sukuna in his form like this? Even Sukuna's like, what is this? He's confused. Yuji's happy for some reason. Come on, let's go. Like, then in the situation or the, let's say scenario, this is the domain expansion of Yuji's, what's going on? Well, there's several different possibilities. Shunsui's Bankai was insane. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. My besto furendo. M3D, let it load. I see on my phone, I see the donation. Let it load back up here. M3D says maybe Yuji trapped. That's what I was gonna say actually. Yeah, that was one of the possibilities. So I'm about to get into that again. M3D, Med, always appreciate supporting the channel, man. I always appreciate. Much love, man. That's awesome. Thank you very much. But that's the, you know what? That's the first thing I'll talk about then. For the two, much appreciated. Maybe Yuji trapped Sukuna back into his own body. So I saw a lot of comments saying this, and it's a very interesting theory. Because, like, maybe that's what's going on. And the reason this could be the case is because it's a train station. So I'm sure all of you already know this, but in case there's one person who doesn't, yes, this train station looks remarkably similar, or at least in, how do I say, symbolically, it's similar to Yuji in the train station. Let me show you this. Yuji train station in the opening, right? It's really interesting how it's a train station in the like. Let me show you. Oh wow, I didn't think Google would be filled with this. This is what I'm trying to show you, not like leaks. Let me show you. This, if you remember, right, in season 1 opening, it's a train, and you can see like Sukuna reflects, and sometimes Sukuna's there, and it changes sometimes. It's interesting how it's, you know, opening, it's the train, and here it's a train station. They might be getting on that train. So for that reason, it does seem like maybe this is more tied to Yuji, and it would make sense. It's a domain is a reflection of your innate domain, you know, basically your soul. You're pouring your soul out. We've seen this with every character's domain. Gojo's the like the whole idea of infinity. Yuta's with, you know, unequivocal love and the connection of Rika. So of course it would make sense if this were Yuji's domain with the whole theme of trains and all that stuff. It would make a lot of sense. It does feel fitting, I agree. JJK has always been about the trains. Yeah. Did Gege plan this or adjust for it? I keep seeing people say that like Gege foreshadowed this from the beginning, which could be possible, but I think it's more of an adjustment. Which is very common for mangaka. Like this is insanely common for authors to do this when they see something in the anime and they take it into their own story. It's happened with Naruto, Bleach, Black Clover, like Fairy Tail, all of them. Most recently notably, One Piece. Literally, Oda said that he saw Shiki using the flying devil fruit in the movie, and because of that, he actually had to force Shiki to have a flying devil fruit in the manga. Like, seriously, the anime-only movie, even though it's not canon, changed what Oda was going to give Shiki. He said he was going to give Shiki a completely different devil fruit. It's a very recent statement by Oda, by the way. So it happens. It happens. And even what's his name? Gege has said, I remember when season 1 came out, he said like he saw things from season 1 and he actually liked the ideas and incorporated it into the manga. So this isn't out of pocket or character for any. It happens with all mangaka, to be honest. Like they see something in the anime and they take it in. So that's why I think it's much more likely that it's an adjustment that's being made rather than a foreshadowing. It'd be really awesome if it was a foreshadowing, and it may be a foreshadowing, but I'm really confident that it's more so an adjustment, which is awesome, by the way. When a mangaka pays homage to their anime, that's really cool. But even so, all right, to continue, Yuji's top 3, yeah, probably. Like, mate, what is going on? Like, we can see, right, they're in the domain, so. Like, let me go back to M3D's domation actually. He said Yuji traps Sukuna back into his body, so that's one possibility, which is really interesting. And the reason this makes sense is because we see he's in his Yuji Kuna form. He's no longer in his Meguna form. This is the biggest giveaway to all of it. Now, the reason I think he's in his Yuji Kuna form right now is because of soul resonance. So I don't know if you guys remember, this has been something that has been like said so many times throughout the series, but most importantly, it was said recently with Todo and Meme, where they say there is a soul resonance between, I'll show you right now as well, there is a soul resonance between, actually, the Viz really sucks for this, I'm not going to do the Viz. The Viz, like, for that specific pages, it sucked a lot. I wish I could show the Viz, but I'll just go TCB. Yeah, I think for that reason, it's why we're seeing Sukuna in this form, because there is a deep connection between their two souls. So it could even be a case where he didn't pull Sukuna's soul in, which that could be possible. I'll talk about that later, like M3D said. It could be more so a case of simply entering his domain. It's affecting the, it's like their souls are resonating. Because Sukuna has said that because we share a soul, we have a deep connection, even beyond flesh. Which is, you know, pretty cool actually. It's pretty crazy. Let me show you. Let's go to 260. Or was it 265? Right, and let me by the way, let me end the poll here if it would end. Oh, it's cooked, Yuji Sukuna Horcrux Fury, maybe. I mean, are you saying that because of the train station, like Harry Potter? Harry Potter and the I'm sorry, it's just too, it's the Britishness in me. Savage Kyle, good to see you, Savage, good to see you, man, always good to see you. 259, yeah, appreciate it, thank you. Let's go down here. Right, here we go. Their resonance, right? There's a resonance between Sukuna and Yuji. Itadori Yuji and Ryomen Sukuna were two souls inhabiting one body. Although severed, their connection runs thick. I hear that the bridge incident, I'm not going to try to say that name, the bridge mission was triggered by Itadori's swallowed finger resonating with one in the wild. Again, it's just so interesting how this ended up not being true in regards to the information being switched. So then you have to ask, was it pointless that Gege said that? He just gave us information that was literally proven incorrect in previous chapters. Like, this is proven wrong, not in this chapter or in the future. This is proven incorrect in previous chapter. This part, sorry. The information being revealed part. This part has to be true though. There has to be a reason that Gege dedicated 2 pages for this. I guess you could argue the reason is just to show that why Todo hadn't appeared until now. That's fair enough. But I feel like it would be better even better writing if you say that the reason was because this resonance is going to play later on with the domain. And remember, like, let me show you, what chapter was it? Was it 2-4, when he's talking to you before the domain? I think it's 251, isn't it? 25? No. 250 or 251? Let me see. No, it's before this.
Congratulations,
brother. Thank you very much. Let me see. I didn't catch your name, but thank you very much for subscribing. I didn't catch it. Thank you very much. And also, like Stream Elements is saying in the chat, the bot, be sure to leave a like. It does help out the stream if you leave a like, so thank you very much if you do. It's much appreciated. But let's come over. No, it's the previous chapter, not this one. Because Sukuna's, like, this has been talked about so much. They can just be like Hana Angel. I don't know about that. I don't think Sukuna's turning good. I don't know about that one. I mean, maybe, but that would be pretty crazy. He need a good justification to do that. Let's see. Here we go. Right. So we come here. Here we go. But this is different. Our souls were forced to coexist within the same body. No matter how many, he knows, like, he'll get back up. This is important. There's a connection between them that's very deep. It's really deep, the connection between the two. Seriously. So that may be why Sukuna's taking this form, because of that deep connection between the two. And let me also get the poll. And actually, you know what? I'll go on my phone. And I'll actually end the poll on my phone. Actually, that's how I'll end the poll. Because on my laptop, you can see I can't exactly end it. Actually, I can't do it on my phone either. It is what it is. It is what it is. But as to what's happening here, if it's the domain expansion, I wonder if, like, Yuji's domain is purely related to souls. If that is something that's happening right now, that could be pretty interesting. Like, Yuta's trapped in Gojo, Yuji traps. I mean, that's always possible. Yeah, like, his domain is sort of like, you know, Polnareff from JoJo's Part 5, how his Requiem, mixed the souls, it transferred the souls. It could be something like that, where he actually forced, like M3D said of his donation, he forced his soul into himself. He forced Sukuna's soul into himself. And again, I saw someone said this in the chat earlier, it'd be pretty interesting if we see Megumi as well. It's just so interesting, like, okay, let's say for the sake of it, like, this isn't him taking him into his soul, and this is more so his domain is playing out these rules right now. His domain is like is soul resonance, because as was said with the Takaba and Think fight, resonance can actually affect the memories and minds of people and create illusions, as was said of Kenjaku and Takaba. I had the screenshot in my video if you saw it. It's just like, okay, let's say this is just the domain and violence is prohibited, similar to Sukuna's, right? It's just their souls. Right now, Sukuna, like Yuji, instead of bringing his soul into his body, he's brought his soul into the domain rather instead, something like that. What is going on right now? Like, this is the craziest part. No matter what you think is going on, like whether you think it's the afterlife, a domain expansion, or brought his soul into Sukuna, why is Yuji saying, like, happily, come on, Sukuna, let's go? Like, he's smiling his face. He's like, it's like he sees a best friend, like his best friendo. Like, this is insane. For Yuji to act like there's not a shred of malice within his, like, words or his face. He's like, Sukuna's been his best friend for like 10 years, best man at his wedding, like, been there for him since the lowest points of it. Like, this is what it looks like. Why? Is it me? Like, this is the most interesting part of all this. Why is Yuji so calm, so ecstatic? And also, it seems like even if it is their souls, I think no matter what you think it is, what we're witnessing right now are the two souls, right? The soul of Megumi, the soul of Sukuna and the soul of Yuji. Even in that scenario, why are their souls healed? Because Sukuna's taken so much soul damage. You know what I mean? If this is memory manipulation or something, that'd be interesting. Yeah, it is pretty interesting, because Gege, I talked about this in the video, right? How Gege said that, like, there's no memory manipulation, blah, blah, blah. He's confirmed in an interview. It could be like a half lie, half truth, where he was right, there was no memory manipulation, and he was telling the truth that Yuji didn't have this in the past, but it doesn't mean Yuji wouldn't get it in the future. Or even maybe like Gege said the reason it wasn't true is specifically because of the reasoning. He said like Yuji's not affecting their mind, their memory. Maybe what Yuji was actually doing was soul resonance the whole time. But of course then like Higuruma does confirm that Yuji had no technique, at least during the culling game, but we can see that like techniques can be dormant, because he did have Shrine dormant on his body the whole time, and it only awakened after during the Sukuna battle. So it's always possible this technique was dormant, and that's why Higuruma wasn't able to take it when he used his domain expansion. My besto furendo. M3D, my guy. Always appreciates from the channel, man. Much love. I appreciate it. Med M3D, you know, the Miles Morales profile picture. He says, oh, by the way, Mr. 60, what's up? I'm good. How are you? How are you, Mr. 60? Good to see you. M3D says, I feel like it's a send-off. Next week might be Yuji and Sukuna's final battle, and wait, I see what you're saying. So you're saying this is like the he got off screen, and maybe we'll see like the actual fight in a flashback next chapter. Is that what you're saying? That would be hilarious. Like I spoke just a bit about my. I'm seeing a lot of people have mixed feelings about Sukuna getting off screen. The biggest reason I think it's not the afterlife is because of this. Because like it's saying, we're heading into the uncharted domain. It's the editor's speaking as if we're in the domain now, we're heading into it. Like the fight has just begun, right? But it could be possible that like this is the afterlife. Like Yuji beat him, and we're seeing the after. Even if that is the case, I wouldn't mind as long as we get the fight. As long as we actually get to see the fight, that would be crazy. Yuji inheriting Sukuna's off-screen technique. Get a taste of your own medicine, Sukuna. You off-screen like Kashimo, Jogo, like Gojo, and send them all to the afterlife. How does it feel now, huh? You got the off-screen treatment, you got the afterlife treatment. How does it feel, huh? It could be either, to be honest. Maybe Sukuna got the same treatment he did to Gojo. But either way, I think we're seeing the final oh, absolutely. No matter how you, what you think is going to happen, I agree in that last part at least. Like, this is definitely the end stages. You know, whatever happens with the merger and Megami, we'll see that. Congratulations, Bureza. Upgraded Titan Cinema Man? Interesting name. Thank you very much for subscribing. It's much appreciated. And I see as well, huh? I see you, huh? Barasti, atom zor khoshte. Barasti, huh? Sorry, back to what I was saying. But how now it ain't so bad writing? Yeah, pretty much. Like it's just as long as Sukuna's losing. Sorry, I need to collect myself. Yeah, pretty much. Like as long as Sukuna's losing, they say it's not bad writing. Wait, by the way, because I'm not on Twitter, I'm not on like Reddit or any of these sites. I don't actually know what the general public, I guess is that the right word, community, what they're thinking about like Sukuna. Are people happy about it? Are people upset about it? All I know is my comments. That's all I see. And the comment, I didn't see anyone complain about Sukuna getting off screen. If anything, I saw people mocking it. You know, I saw people happy. So is it the same reaction on Twitter and those guys? Like, is it the same? They celebrate Yuji for once? Isekai memes? Really? Isekai memes? I need to get those. I need to find those. Wow. Urume revives Sukuna? That would be absolutely hilarious. I mean, that could always be a possibility. They are happy? Interesting. I don't know. I always thought like Sukuna's fans would have been I mean, I imagine Sukuna's fans are probably upset, but we'll see. I don't think Sukuna's like in the afterlife though. Maybe. I did tell my video afterlife because at the time at least when the leaks were, I was like, wait, maybe afterlife? Hold up. But it does, because the editors really make it seem like it's the domain what's going on. And again, it just fits. Like it being a train station fits, because think about it. If it were the afterlife and it was Sukuna in the afterlife, wouldn't we be seeing Sukuna's afterlife? So wouldn't Sukuna's afterlife be more like a hellish landscape or something? I don't know. Not a train station. If anything, a train station would be more so a Yuji afterlife. But more than anything, it would fit with a Yuji Domain expansion. Unless, like, just like people are saying, they both killed each other, and that's why we're seeing like a train station afterlife. Imagine if like they actually, like Yuji's Domain was kills them both, like Shunsui's, I almost said a spoiler, but for Bleach, but like it's something like that, and that's why he's happy. Like, come on, Sukuna, Like, he's gonna, like, Sukuna doesn't have the memories of the domain, and Yuji's gonna show him in the afterlife. Like, this is what happened, that's what happened. Like, yeah, I killed you. I got us both. Let me, like, that's why he's so happy. Because he finally killed Sukuna. That's why he's so happy. Maybe. Like, do you know what I mean? There has to be a justification for Yuji being happy. Because if it is his domain expansion, why is he so giddy? Why is he so joyful? No, I think he is alive, and we're going to get more dialogue and Sukuna character depth. Ooh. You think so, Mr. 60? You think we're gonna get, like, Toji was in there too, Kaio? I mean, we already saw, like, in an extra page, even before the airport scene, what's his name? Gege drew Toji with a halo. So it's Gege's heaven. He can send who he wants there. He loves Toji. He just sends heaven, even though he's a monster. But, that's pretty interesting. Like, I do find that pretty interesting to say, yeah, if it's like the domain, and it's like more so a dialogue moment. That would be really cool to finally get some more depth to Sukuna as well. That would be very interesting. But would we get a Heinar flashback? Do you think, like, wait, are we gonna get a Toku no Jutsu? Wait a minute. This is reminding me of Obito and Naruto, how like Naruto entered Obito's like inner soul, and they kind of spoke there. Is that what is Yuji's domain like Toku no Jutsu? We smoking on the Sukuna pack? Yeah, Sukuna's cooked. Like, there has to be a reason he's like so giddy, so happy, you know? I just wonder why. That's the most perplexing part of all this. Of course, you know, the rest of the chapter, by the way, was awesome. Like, Yuji is a dog. He's actually just got that dog in him. This is something I complained about. I really love to see Yuji using Shrine so much. We saw it last chapter and this one, like, used it once here, and then, let's see, once again here, like, he's continually using Shrine and just as part of his normal combat. I get it's weaker, but it still has its applications, and I'm glad Gege, you know, finally remembered that as well. What a chapter though. Like, again, I always praise the art, but the art just lately has been phenomenal. This is such bullshit. This is such bullshit. I get the reasoning given. Hana's like, it's Hana using it, missing an arm. Sukuna's like, he got his body back, blah, blah. It's just bullshit. I'll keep it a stack. Like, the reason it's bullshit is because of how easily he tanked it. Like, there was no struggle. There was, like, not even a tiny bit of damage or struggle. Like, he ate it. We don't see a single, like, damage, nothing. He's even better than before. Imagine, like, do you know how insane it is if you told anybody, especially me, last chapter, like, at the end of last chapter, like, Sukuna will not only tank the Jacob's Ladder, he'll run through it and it'll be better than ever after getting hit by it. Madness. I can't lie. So I just had to go back to it. He's in his Yuji Kuna form, maybe because Megumi's bodies, ooh, you think so? You think his domain, like, separated them? I just don't know if it's going to be that simple. You could be right, like, it really could be the case where the domain's popped and it's game over, like, Sukuna's lost. Simply because Sukuna can't activate his domain right away. I mean, Sukuna would have Hollow Wicca, especially because he just got his 2 hands back, but maybe this is a sure hit that you simply can't stop with Hollow Wicca. Similar to how Sukuna wouldn't be able to stop Unlimited Void because of the nature of the sure hit with Hollow Wicca. It could be similar to that. So because Yuji's sure hit isn't a truly lethal one, like true damage, it's the soul base where he's affecting the soul, similar to how Gojo's is simply an info dump, not real damage. That could be a reason why it could bypass Hollow Wicca, and Sukuna would have no way to counter with a simple domain, because it's not true lethal damage, which would be pretty cool. And maybe that's how Sukuna wasn't able to stop the sure hit. Like, maybe Sukuna's already been... Could that be the case? Like, either Sukuna's been hit by the sure hit, and that's what we're seeing now, we're seeing the effects of the sure hit, or this is actually his domain. Like, he hasn't been hit by the sure hit yet, and it's just the domain has changed, like, reality around them. It's created a soul resonance that's affecting because soul resonance can affect reality. We've seen that with Takaba, whereas even affecting Kenjaku's very thoughts. Jacob's Ladder is just a way to avoid drawing the background. Fair enough. Hollow Wicca stopped Jacob's Ladder. But I mean, Jacob's Ladder is more so offensive based, I'd say. Like, that's actually like an offensive based attack. Hollow Wicca couldn't stop. Correct me if I'm wrong. I may be wrong about this, but I don't think it could stop Unlimited Void, could it? Because of the nature of the sure hit. I could be. I'm probably wrong about. I might be wrong about that. Because the Hollow Wicca removes you from the domain, doesn't it? So the sure hit would have no way of hitting you anyway. So, you know, I actually knew this answer before, but it's been so many months since I've talked about, because I remember I knew the answer perfectly because of Gojo vs Sukuna when those debates were happening like every day, every stream. But it's just been so long since we've talked about like Gojo vs Sukuna. Those debates have died completely. I actually forgot what the answer is, to be honest. But like, okay, just thinking about it, in theory, Hollow Wicca should stop it because like a simple domain, basically you're creating a tiny domain that puts you outside of the enemy's domain. So the sure hit wouldn't have a way to hit it. It's not a simple domain, you're right, it's not a simple domain, but it's like the prototype, it's the original simple domain. The new shadow style, they say. So even though it's not a simple domain, it functions like a simple domain. I get it, like technically it's not, but it's still, it is a domain counter. Okay, fine, I'll say the proper term. It's a domain countermeasure. Alright, there we go. Because simple domain is the more modern term, even though it's the same thing. It does the same function, it's just a domain counter. Kind of like how Falling Blossom Motion is a domain counter, but that's like truly not a simple domain. At least Hollow Wicca Basket fundamentally is the exact same as a simple domain, like fundamentally they're the same, but Falling Blossom is not the same at all. That's like that's Cursed Energy Manipulation domain counter. It's like a bit complicated, but it's just, I guess maybe the reason he couldn't use Hollow Wicca against Gojo is because like he was just too injured. Gojo like broke his domain, and then he was just like way too injured to even activate. He's just too damaged. And that's the whole reason his domain even broke to begin with. Because he was too damaged. So maybe he just wasn't able to activate Hollow Wicca in time. Infinite Void hit him and his brain was cooked. Maybe that was the case. He's on CT Burnout. You can still use, what's it called? Simple Domain even on Technique Burnout. Right? Wait. Again, it's been so, again, I had the answers to these like memorized so well for Gojo vs Sukuna, but I'm pretty confident because, how do you say? It's, you know, it depends on if the part of the brain that functions for barriers is damaged. But it's pretty interesting because even when Sukuna wasn't able to use domain expansion, he was still able to use simple domain. And you are right. No, I don't know why I'm questioning myself. We literally saw Gojo use simple domain even when he had technique burnout. We literally, again, I know Kaio caught lacking. It really, because again, it's been so long since, no one talks about Gojo vs Sukuna, but those like, it's a blessing, to be honest, it's a good thing. Thank God those debates have died. I'm so tired of them. Diet Ghost 218707. Thank you very much for subscribing. Buddhaza, thank you very much. But yeah, no, we literally saw I don't know why I was questioning myself. We saw Gojo activate simple domain multiple times during technique burnout and domain burnout, like at the same time. So you can use simple domain during it. So I was right. But yeah, so he should be able to use simple domain. But maybe either Yuji activated too fast. Nah, Sukuna would be able to react in time. He reacted to Yuta's in time. Unless he like blitzed. That's not happening. No, there's no chance. There's no chance he blitzed Sukuna. There's no chance. Like his eyes pop and then pop. You can see the transition. I saw someone say that earlier. I didn't read your message, but I did see it. You see like one-to-one transition was really clean. You are right. Like the transition is really clean. Bang, bang. So, like did the sure hit and that's why he's like this? Or is it simply a byproduct of entering the domain? I'm thinking maybe Yuji's domain is similar to Higuruma's. I don't know. Where there is a sure hit, but the main point of the domain is the function you get with it. How Higuruma's domain was like, you play by rules, it puts you in a courtroom, you can't do damage. Like even Sukuna had to, like literally Sukuna had to play by these rules. He couldn't damage anyone until the domain ended. We can see when the domain activated, Sukuna folded his arms and he was just standing there until Higuruma, like, the domain actually ended. So if there are domain rules, like how Higuruma's forbids violence, Sukuna would have no choice but to comply. So if the domain's rules are like, your soul comes out, or every soul comes into Yuji, or like something to do with souls, and that's why we're seeing Sukuna be like that, that could be what's going on. So it could be possible we haven't even seen the sure hit yet, and we're more so seeing the rules of the domain play out, and that's what's going on with Sukuna. Sukuna, bro, by the way, like it just reminds me so much of Jogo. I just realized, what is this? That's literally what Jogo said in the afterlife. Bro, he's getting the Jogo treatment. He's getting the Jogo treatment. That damn straight, Sukuna. It's about time you got this treatment. This is for Choso. This is for Choso, man. Like domains were in the past. Oh, like you're saying, non-lethal. So see, the thing is, Mr. 60. I just said that as well. I agree, and that would be really cool. If it's like a non-lethal and it's similar to Higuruma's and that's what we're seeing, but the issue comes with this, like, the whole point of this chapter is to showcase that Yuji, like, all Yuji needs to do to win is simply land his hits on Sukuna, victory, bingo. he wins, right? That's all he needs. And then there's a whole explanation that to make your technique be a sure hit, you just need to make a domain expansion. Like, it's the whole chapter's building up that Yuji needs to actually have a sure hit. I guess you're right. Like, maybe the sure hit is just simply a non-lethal one, because it doesn't need to be lethal. I guess that's something that wasn't foreshadowed, right? The whole point is just that he needs to land his attack. So it could be, like you're saying, a non-lethal attack. That's what's going on right now. And you did like a non-lethal soul attack, or even playing by non-lethal rules. When Gojo said Yuji would learn Sukuna's technique, he wasn't talking about a shrine? He was talking about off-screening your opponents after getting your ass beat. Not wrong, man. Not wrong. Sukuna Shrine, Yuji Train. It's about time, Sukuna. It's about damn time. You get a taste of real medicine. But I mean, like, seriously, this chapter was just insane. Like, with the whole Jacob's Ladder stuff aside, whatever, like, I'll just let it go. Just generally, like, look at this. You really got to look at this. The art was insane. Like, Yuji, okay, Jacob's Ladder. Okay, one thing I want to talk about. Did Yuji just step on the air? Because we saw this happen with, let me get the chapter, with, what's his name? I guess not, because, like, Maki, and it was chapter 255, was it? Or 56. I think it was 56, but I'll come to 55. Yeah, it was 56. So we saw Maki and Sukuna do this, but they use the air. I guess it's not the same thing because Yuji's using actual footing, right? Let me I just want to triple check to be absolutely certain. With videos, I can always just triple check, but when I'm doing live, you're seeing like the live process. I can fact check everything. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's different. It's different because here they're using the air as footing, but here they actually have physical footing. They actually have debris as footing. So I guess it is different, isn't it? Yeah, it's different. But even so, like, this is a bit confusing. Sukuna, we've seen, like, he's done this multiple times. He did it with Yorozu. He did it when he was in the Meguna the first time, and then he did it here again. I think he's done like 4 times in total, 4 or 5 times, at least 4, where he stepped on the air, right? So he can do this for a fact. He can step on air like Maki and Toji. So what was the need to, I'm very curious, what was the need to break the debris to climb Jacob's Ladder if he can step on air already? What was the point? I'm a bit confused of that. All it did was give Yuji a way to follow after him, because it doesn't seem like Yuji can't step on the air. I don't know why. Maybe there is a reason. Maybe he was like too damaged to do it by stepping on the air. Maybe the Jacob's Ladder was affecting the air. Maybe. It looks cooler. Fair enough. I can't argue that logic. Megumi is going to be the survivor. Ooh, the soul survivor. So we talked about this, funny enough, in the last stream, right? How Gege said, and I spoke about this in the video, how one will live and one will die. No, either all 4 of them live, Gojo, Nobara, Yuji, and Congratulations, Buddha. Thank you very much for subscribing. Vilgus, I think that's how you say it. Thank you very much for subscribing. But we saw how, yeah, Gege said that either all 4 of them are surviving, the main trio and Gojo, or only one is surviving. So right now, unless Gege changes his mind, it seems like yes, either only Yuji or only Megumi surviving. And I know this sounds crazy, but really, I think that Yuji is going to be the one that survives. It's so obvious that Yuji's the one who's going to die, and maybe Yuji will be the one to die in the end anyway, but I just think there's more to it that Megumi will be the one to sacrifice himself. I actually recorded a whole video on this. Wait, let me hide my thing. I'll show you I I did a whole video on this, but I was supposed to come out on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, but I ended up not doing it. I can show you the thumbnail of it as well. I recorded the whole thing and I talk about in depth there how I actually think Megumi will be the one to sacrifice himself. Let me get it up here for you. I can even play the raw. This is really cool. If you want, I can play the raw audio file of that video for you, the unreleased Kaio video. Let me come here. First, I'll show you the thumbnail. It's exclusive just for you guys who are on stream here. So, you know, if you guys are here, you're special. Let me get the Megumi thumbnail. Where did I save it? My thumbnail folder is so huge is the issue. I'll show you guys the screen actually for this one. I can do that. Here we go. Yeah, a lot of thumbnail. This is just for the video, so not streams or other stuff. Where is it? Megumi. M. Here we go. M's here. Megumi should be here. Here we go. This was going to be the thumbnail as well for the video. So originally this was going to come out on Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Let's do this here. the revenge, right? A little cringe, you know, it is what it is. Like, it works, all right? Listen, guys, these thumbnails are just as bad and funny as it is to you guys, for me as well. But it works. It works. Like, it's undeniable. The difference is crazy in click-through. Like, it actually works so well, like the little text here. But anyway, that aside, my cringe aside. Yeah, like, this was gonna be the thumbnail. I had a couple like different ideas. This was like the prototype originally. It looks so bad. Always the prototype's always garbage, right? It's always so bad. Cringe. I know, it's so cringe. It is what it is. You gotta embrace the cringe. The first one was like, it's so bad. I don't know. I really wanted to get the domain in for because the video I talk a lot about the domain, but I ended up like being. It just looked too bad to do it. So I ended up trying to like maybe go back to. I'm showing the process of how I make videos as well. I was like, maybe I'll use this, but the issue was, and literally in the previous video, I used this there, and I don't want to be the guy who reuses like back to back, reusing the same thing, which is fine. If it works, it's fine. It's more so I don't want to. It's better if it's something fresh for people. So I ended up going with this, and I was glad. I looked a lot for this, found this, and I was like, this looks clean. This is what it's gonna be. And in this video, I talk a lot how I think like Megami. He's gonna make like a self-sacrifice one. He's gonna like be the one to give it, like, because he's got the merger. He's the one who's got authority over it. Like, a lot of people think it's gonna be Yuji, but maybe it's gonna be Megami. Like, it's a really interesting video. Maybe I'll like edit and upload it one day, but who knows? Maybe it'll just be left into the pile like the rest of them. But let me come here, and yeah. Regardless, I think you're using Photoshop. Yeah, I'm using Photoshop. True. I use Photoshop for everything, in case you didn't tell. But yeah, we can see Megami like, how do I say, Yuji, this whole fight was clean, man. Like, he follows after him. You can see he steals his face. I'm just gonna go over this because this was so good. What if the merger ends up being like Kid Buu? I really, really hope it's gonna be the case. Like, I made a lot of videos on that, especially recently. Where I made a video saying, like, it's titled something along the lines of predicting the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen, where I talk about that, where I think the merger is going to be a humanoid figure. Because everyone thinks it's going to be a giant kaiju, which it may be, you know, even Kenjaku, like, in his little picture, he showed a big kaiju monster, but I actually really believe that the merger is going to be a humanoid figure. I actually spoke about this in 2 streams ago, last stream. That would be awesome. So if it is like a Kid Buu type thing, that would be really cool. But regardless, this chapter was just so clean. So the merger will be a butterfly, that would be pretty awesome. Like, just punching Sukuna. This was insane, by the way. Like, when the anime does this, I'm gonna lose my mind when I see this in anime form. Like, and this is so dynamic. Like, this is almost on the level of Akira Toriyama in terms of how good this specific paneling was, which is a huge compliment right there. Because that's like the best action panelist ever. Look at the damage, man. Like, this is literally, it's like what Hakari did to Urume, but on steroids. Like, through the building. Absolutely rocked his world like a hurricane. And then, of course, we see them like, it's pretty cool. Sukuna looks like he's breakdancing. This is something I want to ask you guys. So I was a bit like, in the middle here, 50-50. Did Yuji just dodge Cleave and Dismantle, or was Sukuna doing a fake out? Because we see like things going past him. Did Yuji just dodge? Like, did he see and dodge dismantles? What do you guys think? I really wish I could make a poll, but it's like it's absolutely glitched. I can't like make it. I can't end the poll and make another one. Because if Yuji like really dodged dismantles, that would be pretty insane. Sukuna hasn't gotten his technique back yet. I guess that's fair. Yeah, he hasn't gotten his technique back. It's like, why did he do that then? This is what I'm curious about. Like, why? We see the lines. Like, did he get his technique? Because I thought it was mostly he didn't get his domain back, because he got his reverse curse technique back at least. Do we see Sukuna using dismantle? Does he guess? I guess we don't. Let's see. I guess it never was said if he got his technique back, right? You are right about that. You're right. So then this is because he makes this is a dismantle hand sign. For a fact, a dismantle hand sign, and then we see things fly past Yuji. But then he doesn't use it before or after, like his technique is burnt out. Sukuna tried to pierce Yuji, so he's got his technique back. So then, okay, that's the interesting thing. He probably stabbed to stall his reverse curse technique. Yeah, you guys are right, technique burnout, you're right. Then what? That's what I'm confused about. You are right, like, because he doesn't use it after or before this moment, so he's got technique burnout. This is why I was asking it. This is why I'm confused. He fires. This is a dismantle. This is the hand sign for dismantle, and then something flies past him, and we know it's not his other hands because busy. So wait, this is like I'm trying to get this left hand. This is left hand. Unless maybe what's going on is because his hand's on the floor. He froze the debris that Yuji cut. I guess. There's always something like this, just a rare moment where I'm just a bit like, what the hell is going on? No, his right hand side. No, because this is his Wait, you are right. It says, bro, what? Okay, because his right hand. What I was trying to say is both the same hand. Sorry, not left, right. Same hand, right? So here on his right, and then here on his right again. So it's the same one, the one that was on the floor. Now it's the one that's pointing up, and he makes a dismantle. This is for a complete fact the dismantle hand sign. Does he say next page? Oh, black. No. That's a black flash. That has nothing to do with this. The punch and this are two separate things. This has nothing to do with the black flash. This is something else. He says it himself. Unless you're right. Unless you are right and I missed something. Yeah, I need to wait for my technique to recover. Yeah, that makes it even okay. That makes it worse though. So why does he do the dismantle hand sign, and why does something fly? Is he really just trying to pierce him with his hand? Is that what's going on? Is it really just that simple? Oh yeah, Mr. 60 said that. He's trying to stab Yuji with his bare hand. That is so odd. Wait, so... that is so odd. Why? How can he even do that? Physically, he shouldn't be able to do that. Wait, really? So he doesn't have this mantle anymore. So he turns his hand into a knife. That's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so funny. Really? I guess. You guys are right. Clearly you guys are right. It's the fact that he makes the dismantle hand sign. Because this, the hand sign he makes is the one, that's what was confusing me. He makes this, for a fact, is a dismantle hand sign. I guess it is a coincidence that he made that, hand sign as he was trying to physically pierce him with his hand. It's a normal pierce. I guess, yeah, maybe it's just a coincidence then, because it's the exact same hand sign as dismantle. It's just a coincidence that it's the same one for cutting. That's so silly. That's so silly. Alright, thank you guys. Thank you guys for getting me there. Thank you guys. It took a while, but we got there. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was what the fuck was going on here? He has technique's burnout. How did he do that? Of course, punches him. Yeah. Oh, this is clean, man. This is terrifying. Sukuna back at full health. That is terrifying, man. One thing you don't want to see. And he is dismantling, no pun intended, he is actually dismantling him hand to hand. Of course, it's because now we're seeing the true difference when you have all four of your hands. Because Yuji was bodying him hand to hand, especially when he was in 257 when he was landing all the black flashes. You can see here, because Sukuna was missing hand. That was the biggest reason why Yuji was able to do what he was doing. It's now more clear than ever. In 257, it was because Sukuna didn't have his hands. Gojo pierced Sukuna's heart with unlimited void. Oh, is that what he's trying to do? Maybe, yeah. It's such an insane coincidence how it's the same hand sign as dismantle. But yeah, because you can see Sukuna's missing his hands here, two of them. So and one of them was heavily injured. That was the reason why Yuji was dominating so badly hand to hand during this chapter. Missing two hands and one injured. You can see the the difference is night and day when Sukuna has all four of his hands. Yuji can't even touch this man. He seriously, he can't even touch him. Whereas before, 257, he was rocking him. Look at this. The moment he got both of his hands back, doesn't land a single attack. Grabs him, is toying with him. Actively toying with him. Forget having he can't even land. You can see how big of a difference the four hands make. You mainly saw it in the Kashimo fight, but really it's why I say if he was fighting Gojo in his true form, because he does have domain amplification, he can use that as well. So he would be able to touch Gojo. This would make a bit, because Gojo, I can't lie, it's just the truth. He was cooking Sukuna hand to hand. Gojo was cooking him, Sukuna hand to hand. I do think true form Sukuna would like it would make a big difference having his true form, because the massive difference in Sukuna's hand to hand capabilities with 4 hands. It's crazy. Yuji is getting ragdoll, like this. Yuji is getting beat so bad, like he was not landing. He was so bad, it actually it forced him to make a domain expansion. Like he gave up. Yuji actually gave up trying to land hits. He's like, yeah, this isn't working. Fuck it, domain expansion. Like that's how that's how bad it was. So you know he was cooked, man. Look at this. He was dancing. Sukuna was actually dancing on him. The 4 hands make such a huge difference, hand to hand. You know, Yuji fought the grasshopper 4 arms. Okay, we cannot compare grasshopper and Sukuna. Please, we cannot compare the two. Like, let's not do that right now. Unless you want to say a grasshopper has like the same combat capability as Sukuna. Like, fair enough. Getting bullied into learning domain is crazy. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Not as crazy as getting off screen and waking up in the afterlife. If that is what happened. I'm saying that for agenda's sake. I always forget that recovering your technique or reverse curse technique is tremendously risky move that can cause death. Yeah, that's why he didn't want to do it with Yuji. Because like he was dancing, he was fine. Like he said, there's no need to take risks. There's no need to make any risky moves like Gojo was forced to. Or even Sukuna was forced. Sukuna was forced to do the same. Grasshopper had 5 arms, did he? Oh, he had a tail, you're right. Ah, look at you, MF. I see you, MF. I see. But when Sukuna used domain application, they were relative. Gojo was folding him. No, you're right. No, I think, to be honest, I think Gojo was folding him even with domain application. Maybe that's a bit crazy to say. I think Gojo just had the advantage most of the time, even when Sukuna had domain amp. But I don't know. I am not about to start Gojo vs Sukuna. That is not what I'm here to do. Listen, I was just praising in the stream, thanking God that thank God. I need to talk about that for months. I am not about to start now. Don't ask me about that. Gojo vs Sukuna. Do you think Sukuna got off screen? I don't know. Like, let me just adjust my shirt. I don't know about that. Like, maybe. If we want to say he got off screen, I just hope we get to see the rest of the fight, is the thing. Like, even if he did get off screen. I really don't want a situation where it was of Gojo, where Gojo's is a bit different. Because when Gojo got off screen, the only thing that got off screen was a single attack. Granted, pretty important attack, but it was the only thing that got off screen. If they off screen this fight, it means the entire domain expansion is off screen. So, even if it is an off screen, I hope we at least flash back to the fight. But I don't think it's an off screen. I think what we're witnessing is the domain expansion. Whether he's pulled Sukuna into his own soul, or this is the actual domain, like they're not in Yuji's soul, this is the domain itself. I think it's the domain, mainly because of the editor's words. The editor really makes me feel like that, because it says the decisive one-on-one heads into an uncharted domain. It really is making it sound like the fight has just started, like it's not over, it's just started, and they're in the domain right now. Sukuna looks pissed. I think he does look pissed, but I think there's like a deep element of confusion. Like, what's going on? Like that type of piss. Like, what's going on? Where am I? Because he's like, what is this? It must be pretty weird to be back in the Yuji body. Like, not have 4 arms anymore. Train is taking Sukuna to hell. Oh, what is this? What is that thing called? Tower of God. Hell Train. He looks surprised. He does. He looks like confused, shocked, surprised, but you can see the element of frustration, like this anger to it. There is like piss to it. It's like a mixture of emotion. Gege is very good at drawing like true emotions. He's very good at doing that. I think if Sukuna would be in the afterlife, it would be in his inner domain. But you could see, that's true. I said this same thing early in the stream, Platinum. But you could argue that like Yuji's domain killed them both. Very fitting for Yuji's character, as sad as it sounds. And what we're witnessing is Yuji's like both of them are in the afterlife, but it's Yuji's, like the train station, because like Yuji just killed them both, and that's why Yuji's happy. You have to remember, why is Yuji happy? Why? There has to be a reason. If it's inside the domain, I have no answers to that. If you can give me a reason as to why Yuji's happy within the domain, please tell me. Please, I have no idea. As for but if it was the afterlife, I can understand why he's happy, because like he's happy he's finally killed Sukuna. He's like, yeah, I killed you. That's right. Come on, let's go. Let me show you how I killed you. In that scenario, I can see why he's happy. If it's the domain, I don't get it. If it is the domain, 100% there's a reason. We'll get a next chapter. I just can't think of one. But I am obviously I'm more on the idea, as I just said earlier, that they're inside the domain. So don't get me confused. It makes more sense if they're in the afterlife because of his happiness, but given the editor's words, it really pushes me to believe more so that they're inside the domain right now. Shizo Kaisen? What does Shizo mean? I know Kaisen, of course, Jujutsu Kaisen. Shizo. What is Shizo? He won? Yeah, exactly. See, if they're in the afterlife, that's why he'd be happy. That makes sense. If it's the domain, I don't know, maybe that's what you're saying. He's happy inside the domain that he's won. He's like, yeah, I got you, Sukuna. It's over. My show hit. It's over for you, mate. Oh, you think it's Jin? That's interesting. I don't think so. It's got Yuji's scars, his clothes. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. That's like pretty interesting theory, but I don't think so. I mean, if you are right, Zizu, I'll shout you out next video. How about that? If it is Jin, I'll say shout out Zizu in my next video. There you go. But I don't think it's Jin. It could be. Maybe you're right though. I don't know. It's the domain. I think so as well. I think it's the domain. That's where I'm leaning. Oh, Oh, Schizo. Oh, that's what you meant. Schizo Kaisen. Maybe. Holy crap, what if it's Jin? That would be pretty interesting, because Jin is his real brother, isn't it? The reincarnated brother. Pretty interesting. Schizophrenic Kaisen. Alright, guys. It has hit the hour mark. I will try to do longer streams. Like in the past, I usually do an hour and a half, or 2 hours, 3 hours, but still, because I didn't stream for a month and a half, I'm getting back into the flow of things, so I'm doing 1 hour streams for now, but next stream I will, no promises, it will be at least an hour, but maybe I'll try to do an hour and a half, 2 hours next time, but still, I will always do that 1 hour at least. It's very fun. It's very, very fun. 6 hour stream when? I think we did I remember, were you there? I think you were there, for instance, the 5 hour stream, the cheese stream. If anyone gets the Sukuna cheese reference in that godforsaken 4-5 hour stream, you remember, from 2 years ago. God damn. But yeah. Thanks for the stream. No, thank you guys. Good stream. I appreciate you guys. Listen, it was very fun. I had a very good time, especially talking about this crazy chapter. It was very fun, and I hope you guys had a nice time here. And I hope everything's well with you guys. It was I very much appreciate everyone who came by, whether you donated or you watched or you commented or you didn't even say anything. You simply just watched. I appreciate all of you. Kaio Twitter when you are missed. I don't think ever. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I'll never say never, but who knows is what I'll say. At least not anytime soon, that's for sure. Katsukami training, 5 more days to go. Alright, but again, guys, I appreciate it so much, and I hope you guys have a great day. Wherever you guys are in the world, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I appreciate you guys too, seriously. MF, Mr. 60, Yoe, John, 7 Sins, Washek, No, PB. I remember your names, seriously. So, Platinum. Appreciate you guys. It's really cool, especially seeing you guys all the time. It's very sweet. I appreciate the support, and most importantly, I hope you guys are entertained and you had fun. No, I saw your comment. No, I replied to your comment actually in the new video. I was like, no commented. I got to reply to that. All right, guys. Also schon so heute, warasti. Baka baka. Bye bye, guys. Take care.